Good afternoon, folks. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Today, I want to talk about a few things involving motor vehicle accidents. Join me. Good afternoon, folks. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Today, I want to talk about a wild day for the city of Yonkers. A stolen car and a city vehicle crashed. Also want to talk about campaign expenditures. What are candidates and elected officials spending money on? Let's take a look at it. Let's see what's going on here. But first, I want to talk about motor vehicles in the city of Yonkers. I've talked about this on the podcast, right? There have been a lot of accidents, and it seems like it's increased. Severe accidents, too, not just fender benders, but really bad accidents where people have died, if not seriously injured. But also, another issue we've been having here in the city of Yonkers, and this is actually everywhere, I think it's nationwide, is stolen cars. People are having their cars stolen, and for whatever reason, they're driving into Yonkers with these stolen vehicles. And again, it happened yesterday as someone was speeding down McLean Avenue in a stolen BMW SUV being chased by police. They ended up on the Sawmill, crashed, where I would imagine the suspect was arrested. But I want to show you some of this. This is the BMW here, guy wearing a mask, having to look out the window because the hood is up. It looked like he may have crashed once already, causing the hood to come open. And now he has to drive with his head out the window, speeding down McLean. Going up Rumsey Road. Very dangerous. So the individual was caught on the Sawmill, where police, I would imagine New York City police also were involved in this.
Sí, allá que están.
Mono que está allá atrás. BMW there, surrounded by police cars. Well, shout out to the Yonkers Police, Westchester County Police, New York City Police, if they were involved in that. I don't know what's going on, but be careful, folks. Don't leave your cars unattended while running. Don't leave your doors open. Even if you're at home and your car's in the driveway, make sure the doors are locked, because people are going around neighborhoods and checking to see if car doors are open in their driveways and stealing whatever you may have in there. So make sure that you lock your doors everywhere you go, and make sure you're aware of your surroundings. If anyone seems to be getting too close to you, try to walk away from your car. Don't try to get in your car, because it's going to cause you to have to delay trying to open it up, and that's when someone can come up behind you. So if you feel threatened, just walk somewhere where you feel safe, and then have someone walk you to your car. But so be careful out there, folks. It's getting bad. The economy, people are desperate. You see what's going on. I've shared videos of how New York City looks currently, as well as other places like San Francisco, with the migrants sleeping on the streets, on blocks, wrapped around buildings. It's very bad. And so people are, feeling the crunch. And when times like this, happen, people get desperate and people start to commit more crimes. And then you have the elected officials passing legislation like bail reform, allowing people to get away with petty crimes. So they're more likely going to commit them. And in California, they're actually passing legislation to not detain people who've committed robbery, minor assaults, things like that. They're just releasing them right away. And so people are upset. So this is leading to increased crime and more car thefts. I want to talk about Corazon Pineda Isaac. Yesterday, someone sent me a post from the Yonkers Newswire. And this, again, the Yonkers Newswire is just simply there to share other news sites, links to other news sites. There's nothing original there unless it's to attack people. And in this case, he was attacking Corazon Pineda Isaac, who had just gotten into an accident, a pretty bad accident. And he was making fun of the fact that she has gotten into an accident before. She was in a city vehicle and saying how she was at fault. The narrative goes that she was coming out of the Cross County or coming off the Cross County on Yonkers Avenue by the Planet Fitness, where she made an illegal left turn, causing an accident. But that's not true. Sources from City Hall are telling me that she was actually traveling eastbound on Yonkers Avenue when someone came out of that exit and crashed into her. And now it's, nothing to make fun of, because she had just picked up her child, her daughter, from the childcare, from daycare. And so her kid was with her. And I hear the accident was pretty bad and that her daughter may have gotten injured. The councilwoman herself is not injured, but I believe her daughter may have received some injuries. The car was pretty badly damaged. And so I want to, send my prayers and just wish, the family the best. And, and I'm not going to say anything crazy. I'm not, it's not the time for that. We have to maintain a level of dignity and respect. And what bothers me about that is they don't mention the fact that Shanae Williams has gotten into many accidents. You don't hear that from the Yonkers Newswire. You don't hear that from the Yonkers Voice, because they are paid by our city elected officials to present a certain narrative. Shanae Williams was actually involved in an accident with a city vehicle that resulted in a lawsuit being filed against her and the city. Well, technically, the taxpayers, us taxpayers, got sued as a result of Shanae Williams getting into an accident in a city vehicle. And I'm not going to make accusations, but I believe there's a reason why Shanae gets into accidents often. When I pulled up on you at the light that day when you were rude to me, as usual, Shanae. I know, I've recognized those eyes. Just saying. That's right. They pick and choose who they attack. Yeah, she's always drunk. Oh, Shanae, I don't know if she's always drunk, but listen, I don't know if it's true or not true. So I'm gonna say either way, but I do think there's other things going on there, and I've seen it. So be careful, folks, when you're driving, and when people get hurt, people's kids. This is where I draw the line, and they've attacked my family. They continue to do so. I don't, go to that low. I don't do that. I don't think it's okay. I don't support Corazon. This is not me saying I support her politically. It's not about that. It's just about her family. And I don't wish anyone to get hurt, especially kids. So, I'm wishing her family the best. And I hope that, that works out for them. That's just, I wanted to put that out there. So it was not her fault. It was not Corazon's fault at all. She was driving straight. Someone came off that exit, which is very dangerous. You guys know that by Planet Fitness, people often make that illegal left, or sometimes they'll go into the mobile gas station, right? It's very dangerous. And there are a lot of areas in Yonkers where I'm not sure what they were thinking, or maybe they weren't thinking ahead, right? They weren't thinking that one day maybe Yonkers will grow, have more traffic, because some areas like on Tuckahoe Road, where the McDonald's is located, is dangerous when people are trying to go in and out of that McDonald's, as well as the gas station across the way. That is an area where you see a lot of accidents. That's not too far from where Detective Sergeant Frank Goldino was killed when a 16-year-old unlicensed driver was speeding in a blue BMW. Whatever happened to that? Nothing. Silent, right? But that was reckless driving. However, when what I was talking about with McDonald's, the drive-through, people are coming in and out of there, and sometimes they will make the illegal left turn to go west, I believe, on Tuckahoe, and I've seen many accidents there. So there are other areas like that. So just be careful when you're driving. There's a lot of cars now on the road as we grow, as we become the second largest city soon. Folks, I want to talk about follow the money, right? Let's talk about what our candidates are spending money on. And this gives us an idea of what they're doing, what's going on, right? David Tubiolo I've mentioned this before. $4,835 at La Grota. That's for a fundraiser. He has a relationship with La Grota. I've mentioned this before, although that restaurant is no longer there. It's now a Spanish restaurant. But back when it was La Grota, Dave Tubiolo can attest to this. There were private parties that were held there for, prominent people, elected officials, law enforcement, businessmen. Listen, put me on the stand. Give me the Bible. Right, Dave? And so here you go. Not lying. There's a connection there. I don't speak, lies. I don't purposely create stories about people. I don't do that. Right. And I only speak about the people that, we should be speaking about, elected officials, public officials, right? We have to hold them accountable. But I also speak on the people who are coming for me. So if you're coming for me, then I'm going to come for you too. And this goes to the people who are going around telling other people not to talk to Freddie Vasquez. Don't associate with that guy. You can't trust that guy. It's incredible, the people that are saying this, that they can't trust me. Yeah, that person told you that? But the people that they're telling this to know who I am. They have a relationship with me, so they know. And people try to keep other people away from me. They don't want people to speak to me. The less people that talk to me, the better. The less people that see basement politics, the better. And so they'll go around telling people to stay away from me. You got to hear how many times I hear this from people. Freddie, so-and-so, don't say nothing, but so-and-so, they warn me not to talk to you or to be around you, associate with you. What? What the hell? So, folks, here is another expenditure by David Tubiolo. It's to the Yonkers Voice. You see what I'm saying? Why do you think the Yonkers Voice has been attacking me and my family? Because I've mentioned David's hooker parties. Because I've spoken about John Rubo. Campaign to elect John Rubo, Yonkers Voice. So he attacks me on their behalf. I've never had an issue with the man. I didn't know the man was a pedophile until the man started to harass and attack me. So to the people that he has private message, because he does this a lot, anyone who will go on his page to defend me, he will private message them and attack them. Many people have told me this. They said, he was saying stuff about you, and I went on there because I know you, and I know this is not true. And he just came on private message and started going at me, or he blocked me, saying the damage is done. People already saw what you wrote, as if he doesn't want people to know that there are people that think highly of me. And not everyone thinks the way he thinks, right? And so these elected officials paid this pedophile. They engage in business with this pedophile, supporting a pedophile, funding a pedophile, a slap to the face of every sex crime victim out there. And these are public officials, the ones that are supposed to create legislation to protect sex crime victims. Yet and still, they are associating with, funding a sex predator, a child sex predator. But what's even more incredible than the fact that they are paying this man, and it's obvious, $900 from John Rubo, $900 from David Tubiolo. Mind you, he says he doesn't get paid. $500 again from Tubiolo. What is even more mind-blowing, has anyone noticed? Can anyone tell me what's mind-blowing about this? Look at it. These guys paid the Yonkers Voice and then mailed the checks or addressed their checks to 40 South Broadway, City Hall, room 107. 40 South Broadway, room 107. Again, John Rubo, 40 South Broadway, room 107. Why are elected officials paying the Yonkers Voice and mailing the checks or addressing the payment to City Hall? Does he work for City Hall? Does a pedophile work for the city of Yonkers? Why are elected officials paying a convicted pedophile and addressing the payments, mailing payments to City Hall? What connection? Why are payments for this man going to City Hall? There you go. I mean, it's obvious why that man has attacked my family and I. It's obvious why he put up that video and said that I attacked a woman when in fact we were attacked by several people. And had my wife or any of my kids have gotten injured as a result, you would have seen a worse video than that, trust me. So I don't make any apologies for what happened that day whatsoever. I got injured. My family was protected. I'm good with that. Say what you want about me. But our elected officials, City Hall, City of Yonkers, pays a convicted pedophile, seems to apparently have him working there. And why do you think he doesn't inform you guys on important issues like the term extension? Why do you think he will lie and say it's only about a handful of people that are supporting, that don't want the term extension? The rest of the room all support the term extension. Failing to mention that the majority of the room were employees of the city of Yonkers, the same place where his checks go to. So you see why he does what he does? A convicted pedophile. John Rubo, you're a shameless man, so I don't expect you to have any shame. And Tubiolo, I know what you'll be about. So I don't expect you to do anything different. I know you guys, and you hate it. You hate that I know you. I know the real yous, not the fake propaganda, proclamation, handing out individuals you want to be portrayed as. I know the real you, the drug use, the sex parties, the affairs, the election fraud, the drug dealing. That's right. Freddie's not crazy. That's what they want you to think. Because if you believe me to be crazy, then you believe what I'm saying is nonsense. But I didn't get here in life being crazy. No, I maneuver. I'm very smart and strategic. And I do try to build genuine relationships with people unless they give me a reason otherwise, right? So if I'm being genuine with you, I'm being genuine with you. Lorraine Lopez, 4/27/23 this year, April, received $1,200 in wages from Mayor Mike Spano's committee. I thought he was a racist, Lorraine. You went on Black Westchester or People Before Politics and called the mayor a racist and blamed him for your felony conviction for stealing turkey money. Gobble, gobble, gobble. But now the man is your boss, paying you $1,200 to campaign for him to gather signatures from the poor, unsuspecting Latinos who don't know any better. To the Latinos out there, can't trust this woman. And they say, you can't trust me? You can't trust this woman. A woman that will go on and call a man a racist says that he went out and purposely looked for the spics to fire them when he got into office, and then was the reason why she was arrested and charged and ultimately convicted of a felony. And then now she's working for him, telling you he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. You can't trust that person. Stop playing. So I'm here to give it to you raw. Precision Strategies. This is the company owned by Mr. Zahi Jeris, the man convicted of bribing, extortion. Yeah, Zahi. Bribery and extortion, corruption. It's all right here, corruption. See? I didn't say it. Extortion. Right here. I didn't say it. You were convicted of it. So I'll be sending these links to your attorney. Zahi Jeris owns a company by the name of Precision Strategies. It's a campaign consulting company. Like I said, this man manages our elected officials. He is in control. He has the joystick to the majority leader, the city council president, Shanae Williams, John Rubo. He is at the helm. What he says goes. Sandy Anabi went to jail for 6 years because of this man. She was the former majority leader. Will Tasha Diaz, the current majority leader, go to jail in similar fashion? If you investigate what happened in 2021 with the housing ordinance vote, when she flip-flopped, I mean, maybe she didn't get cash gifts, but what she did get was the title of majority leader, which comes with more money. And if you don't believe Tasha is getting more money somehow, a lot more, just compare 2016 Tasha with 2023 Tasha. There's money being spent there. Where is she getting all that money from? It's not like she's spending a lot on housing. Tim Hodges hired Precision Strategies back in 2021 for his bid against Anthony Moranti, which was a failed bid, which was a blow to the ego of Mr. Zahi Jeris, who's known for winning every election by any means necessary. But I hear that a lot of people in District 6 did not want to see Tim Hodges win because of Zahi Jeris. Tim Hodges is going to give it another go. He will challenge Moranti again. They have to get Moranti out. He has shown to be an outsider. He is not a part of the inner circle, so you have to go. You can no longer hold your position. We need people that are willing to be in the circle, not out the circle. So Moranti is out, and they will try to now take his council seat and hope that he loses for mayor and he's done, similar to Corazon, unless she goes back and says, I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was blinded by the amount of Dominicans coming into the city of Yonkers. I thought that I had a chance, but I was sadly mistaken. Will you forgive me? Again, Tim Hodges, another payment. It's over $15,000. I say over $14,000. Another payment. John Rubo, also in 2018, hired Zahi Jeris. Shanae Williams, who has denied her association with Mr. Zahi Jeris or even knowing Zahi Jeris, hired Zahi Jeris in March. Well, she gave him a payment of $2,000 in March of this year. What a liar. What a liar. But if you listen to what the Harrison Democratic chair had to say, Zahi Jeris called him on behalf of Shanae when she was running for county clerk, hoping that he would gain support from the Harrison Democrats. But they wanted no parts of Mr. Zahi Jeris. No parts. And so Shanae lost that. That was another blow to the ego. But she has worked with Precision Strategies. She knows Zahi Jeris. She has blatantly lied. Is that the kind of officials we want to represent us? She will criticize Chris Johnson or anyone else, kicking them while they're down. Doesn't matter. Two-stepping all over their face. Meanwhile, she's crashing cars, causing the city to be sued, lying to the public, and quite possibly, according to sources, maybe driving under the influence. This is the city of Yonkers. This is politics here. And so there you have it. Lakeisha Collins Bellamy, the city council president, spent $1,282.80 of her campaign money on JetBlue tickets. This was after the general election when they all go on their vacations, and she was allowed to spend that money as a reward. They all get rewarded with a vacation. They all get a reward, a vacation, every primary and general election. Take notice. But is it okay for the city council president to use campaign money donated to her by voters hoping for her to win so she can use the money to win, instead has used it to fly out of the state of New York? Was she campaigning out of state? Maybe that's legal. I don't know. But that's just what they do. They don't follow the rules. They break them and make them. You must follow the rules. So you have to follow the money. I'm going to be putting up some more campaign expenditures and stuff. It's important to see what they're spending their money on. And it obviously shows that there's a connection with City Hall, elected officials, and Yonkers Voice, a convicted pedophile, a man that's attacked me and my family, who has told me that he was going to be hired by elected officials to attack me in order to hurt my business. That's exactly what he has done, along with Brian Harrod, a man that is committing welfare fraud. He has 2 free apartments over at Grant Park, 2 free apartments while people sleep on the street. The man does nothing but attack and terrorize people online, their families, women, children. He doesn't care. And for that, they allow him to have 2 free apartments, municipal housing of the city of Yonkers. They allow it because he does their dirty work. When I mentioned Lakeisha Collins Bellamy, who works for municipal housing, when I mentioned Wilson Kimball, the president of municipal housing, the president of the Mulford Corporation, he attacks. That's his job. He uses one apartment as an office. He has it set up as an office with computers and filing cabinets. Is that legal? While people sleep on the streets, Brian Harrod, who does absolutely nothing, is allowed to have 2 free apartments in Grant Park. Think about that. How many people have come up to me saying how difficult it is to get an apartment, how they've been applying and continue to get rejected. Meanwhile, we have an internet terrorist given 2 free apartments. That's a fact. That's a fact, and that should upset people who have trouble finding housing, who've had to leave the city of Yonkers. And so for that, he attacks people. They will private message people. People have told me, Ruros, I know what you're doing. He's calling me a bully, a monster. I'm the bully. I'm by myself. Skinny me? I'm the bully? I don't have a team of city employees who will go online and create fake accounts to harass and attack my family. I don't have individuals like Maui coming to my home, to your homes, to take pictures. I don't have people following you, recording you and putting it online. I'm not capturing videos of you and creating false narratives. I was not the one that admitted to touching and kissing an underage girl, violating her at my business. No, that was you. So you're the monster. You're not a bully, not to me at least, but you're the monster. You are a disgrace. And anyone who associates with you, who supports you, should be ashamed of themselves. But a lot of people are finding out about you, Rue, and that's why you hate me. I can tell by what you say about me to people. You hate me. And that makes me feel good because I don't hate you. I don't. But I can understand why you'd hate me. And so I know what you're doing. You're messaging as many people as possible, telling them all kinds of crazy things about me. And you're cursing at these people, getting upset with them because they don't buy into your narrative. You're a true POS. And the house of cards is going to come crumbling down. And while most of us for a long time have tried to take this down from the top up, it's going to be from the bottom up. It's going to be the minions who have talked, who have slipped up, who have done stupid things that will ultimately get people in some trouble. Ruro's being one of them. And so I got the information. There you go. Ruros is paid by City Hall. His checks go to City Hall, a convicted pedophile. And I must say, Mayor, I'm a bit disappointed because I saw that you also paid the Yonkers Voice this year for campaign ads. Mayor, the man is a convicted pedophile. Mr. Mike Spano, Yonkers Voice, Rui Ben Rose, admitted to touching and kissing an underage girl, and for that he was convicted of it. The Yonkers Police Department have on file a police report where he had child pornography on his phone. Mayor, there are people here in the city of Yonkers who were victims of sex crimes. Mayor, the child he violated still lives here in the city of Yonkers. Mayor, I hope that you will take the lead and be a role model and discontinue any association with the Yonkers Voice. Please support the victims of sex crimes. Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. And any other elected official, it's time for this guy to go. It's time for him to go. I'm coming. I am coming. And I have to be patient, but I am coming for you. You have no idea. I'm coming for you. And I don't mean just the Yonkers Voice. It's a few of you. That's what I do. Did you ever email Brandon McGrath? Yes, we did. And Brandon McGrath lied to us. Brandon, I liked you, but you lied to us. You told us that that apartment complex was not owned by Macy. But the reality is that it's owned by Municipal Housing Authority of the City of Yonkers, a.k.a. Macy, and the Mulford Corporation, which Wilson Kimball is also the president of. So yes, technically you guys own it. And I'm sure that the management company is owned by Wilson Kimball and the gang, because they also own the management companies that manage these low-income and affordable housing. Cha-ching, how many millionaires are being made here in the city of Yonkers through public jobs, through public service? Imagine that. Imagine that. Millionaires. Millionaires. So, Brandon, you lied to us. You should have done something about it, Brandon. The man has 2 apartments. It's not okay. Brandon McGrath is the attorney for Municipal Housing of the City of Yonkers, Municipal Housing Authority of the City of Yonkers. Anyway, folks, I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered, and I'm going to continue to do this. Zahi Jerris, you're not going to legitimize yourself. I don't care how much you put your name on these things and you start to talk more. I'm going to keep banging you out. And yo, pause. And by the way, even if I leave Yonkers, I will still do this podcast from a 6,000 square feet home, possibly by the pool overlooking the lake. And then I will go even harder. I think people will feel more comfortable. Send me information. Don't believe the hype. If they tell you not to talk to Freddie Vasquez, don't trust them. It's because they don't want you to know the truth. They're scared of what I'm going to say. Folks, I happen to know for a fact that a city council member has a sex tape. Shout out to you, Pastor. Boink! I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. How do you want it? How do you want it? Man, I'm trying to work with you guys, trying to help you. I want payback, and until, I want payback. That lawsuit, I'm going to put it all out there, Zahi. It's not just going to be that lawsuit. That's going to lead into other stuff. I can't wait. Maybe this is what will expose a lot of what's been happening here in the city of Yonkers. Because I'm telling it all. I mean, I have to talk about the affairs and all that. And give the information and evidence that I have to. You guys are giving me no choice. It's up to you guys. I know I'm trying to play nice. Will, because sometimes, that's kamikaze. That's what that is, right? And then you just, because my goal was never to really expose people. I was just wanting you guys to know what's going on at the building department, inform you folks on things here in the city of Yonkers, but they came at me. And so, because otherwise I really don't care. It's not my business unless it affects me. That's usually how I am. If it don't affect me, I don't care. Don't bother me, I won't bother you. You don't mess with me, I don't care what you do. That's your business. I really don't care. But when it bothers me, affects me, you're coming for me, I'm coming for you. So here I am. And I know a lot of shit, like that sex tape. Elected official with a sex tape. Hooker parties. Will there be another scandal at the Board of Election? How many sex scandals? How many scandals, period, at the Board of Elections here in Westchester County? Hooker parties. Vidal Gashi. Would you like to know? I bet you he won't call me. But if it was Catherine Borgia, they would want to know, right? If it was Chris Johnson, they'd want to know.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
And stop saying those mean things about Chris Johnson. I don't want to hear it. Don't email me no more about that.
Freddie
That's not my business. I don't care.
Fatality.
I don't. Oh, man, this is too crazy. This place is crazy. I can't believe it, yo. I really can't. It's too crazy, man.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
Well, it depends what happens. Let's see. Let's see how they treat me.
Freddie
they still want to
wins.
come at me and want to harass my family and make it difficult for me, right? Then you'll know it all.
Freddie wins.
I promise you that, Will.
Fatality.
I promise you that. They want to continue this game, and I'm still having this difficult time. I'll tell it to you all. Oh, and by the way, Ruros, you're a dummy, because what you're saying to people, right? First of all, the things you're saying I said, I never mentioned the people's names, but you did. So it must be true. Because I didn't say the names, dummy. But when you're telling the people what I said, you're saying the names. How do you know who the people were? Damn, I'm too smart for this dude.
Freddie.
Like, yeah, I'm too smart for these people.
Fatality.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, me. Yeah. Well, my wife is waiting. She's waiting till till nobody cares about Freddie Vasquez anymore. And then she's going to file for divorce. I actually sleep in the basement, right? I have my bed here, so we don't sleep together anymore. So I just wake up and I do a podcast and then I go back to sleep. So I'm going to go back to sleep now and then wake up. hopefully to my wife or soon to be ex-wife, bringing me some McDonald's. Right? Sometimes I get nuggets if I'm lucky.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
That's my baby.
Freddy wins.
The truth is, my wife and I will probably never do. I don't want to say never. I don't want to jinx us, but I've been with that girl since she was 6 years old. Like we just love each other, and we're not perfect. Of course not. Of course not. You know, she's very feisty. I'm feisty, but we're never gonna split up, man. I mean, it's that's who that's who we are, man. We couldn't imagine life without each other. But whatever people are saying is either a lie that they are creating or or I'm not gonna say what, but I'm just too good for it. I'm just too
Fatality.
I may not have the resources, I may not have the years in the game, but I'm learning quickly and I'm understanding the moves. And you guys have a pattern. That's where you fucked up. You guys have a pattern that I picked up a while back. And so now your moves are predictable, right? And by the way, I have the people who got my back. Email me at politicwithfred@gmail.com. Send me all the information. You want revenge? Here's your chance at revenge. Did the elected officials screw you? Have they ignored you? Give me the information. Don't worry. I won't out you. I promise you that. Not one source has ever been outed. Not one source has ever been outed. Except for the FBI. I did out them and Google. Had to.
Freddy wins.
Zahi, I'll see you later.
Fatality.